Box office buddies. Here I am with my little brother, Jason.
What's up, big brother?
And yeah, this is an original box office buddy right here. By that I don't actually mean on the channel, this is his first time here, but he is actually the first friend I ever went to the movies with. I don't know if you remember, 1996. Your dad took us. Do you remember what movie that was?
Couldn't recall.
Twister.
That was your first movie?
My first movie with a friend.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we've known each other forever, like since we're like 6 years old, so.
Oh.
Yeah, we're not here to talk about Twister, unfortunately. We're here to talk about The Circle. This is about a technology company that becomes all-seeing and they're watching. That's basically the premise, right?
Yeah, like a dystopian kind of future. You know, you think parallels to Google, Facebook, Apple.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
that sort of thing.
Yeah, and it's set in San Francisco.
Yeah, exactly.
It very much. We'll talk about that a bit, but yeah, that's basically the premise of this movie. Now let's talk about how bad it was.
Okay. I don't think it was horrible. I think it was wasted potential. I think that's a good way to put it. You think about you think about a good idea that had poor execution. Even the acting, I'm sure, could have been a little bit better. But I mean, all in all, it was more about just not really executing the plan according to what I think the creators wanted.
Okay, so you thought it was a good premise?
I thought it was a good idea. I think it's an old idea that's been rehashed maybe to live, another day. You know, we saw parallels to the Truman Show. You know, we saw parallels to all kinds of things.
Yeah, I mean, just watching it, I feel like I've seen this since 1997 with Enemy of the State.
Yeah, of course, yeah. Eagle Eye, same thing.
Eagle Eye.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
absolutely. Yeah,
this is nothing new, and I think it's a worse version of a lot of what we've already seen.
Yeah, I would agree. It's funny to think, you think of Truman Show, for instance, and, back then it seemed futuristic, a Big Brother-esque type of thing, and now we're kind of used to this sort of thing, and for such a movie that happened, 20 years later?
Truman Show was 1998 or 9?
Yeah, okay, so, about 20
Almost
years.
20 years.
About 20 years later, and, this doesn't seem that far off from what that was.
Yeah, that's the thing, like, at one point, we just turned to each other, and we said it in unison, like, absolutely. Truman Show.
Yeah.
Because, this movie felt like it was just borrowing, or ripping off, however you want to put it, from...
It's countless movies. A lot of movies, honestly.
So many other movies.
Yeah.
There's nothing new exciting. There was one twist that kind of got me near the end.
Sure, without giving away...
With the friend.
Yeah, fair enough.
With the friend. That was the only thing that got me, though.
Yeah.
As far as...
But they built up to it. It wasn't a dry twist. They built up to it. You can kind of see where they were going, and then when it happens... But I think the biggest negative I have with this movie is it's the way the scenes don't really mesh together. And you see it with all kinds of different things. I remember turning you towards, in the movie and saying, I don't even know why she's doing this. Like, that's not typically something you like to see in a movie, I think.
Yeah, at one point, it was really funny. Probably the biggest laugh I had in the whole movie was when I just see you look at your watch and you said, it's been an hour and nothing's happened yet.
Well, I mean, it did take over an hour for them to even introduce conflict in the movie. It was unbelievable. I've never really seen... And for a runtime movie of we left there after 2 hours?
An hour 45, I think, was the runtime.
I mean, that's a long time before we introduced conflict.
Yeah, the setup was way too long, for sure. Yeah, we talked about how it really seems like it's... I don't know if it's necessarily taking a dig, but definitely suggesting elements of Google for sure.
Oh, I mean, start with the movie. The movie
right away.
Title, Google Circles. I mean, Hangouts.
Yeah, you
and
pointed that out,
I mean, it's But there's also shots at Steve Jobs. I mean, there's a clear parallel with Tom Hanks's character and
Steve Jobs.
Steve Jobs,
Yeah.
Facebook. It's
Yeah.
it's basically all of Silicon Valley personified. You know, it's putting a face to the evil corporation that is. I hope they're not listening. Hang up the phone.
That one was for you, Jimmy.
Well, what did you think of the performances?
I wanted to save that for the end because I
Emma Watson, what is happening?
Okay, look. I've never been a huge Emma Watson fan,
Neither,
but her performance was terrible. There's a scene where she's in the boardroom, you know, and she's wearing the camera in the boardroom. And she's supposed to have an American accent in this movie. Her accent was terrible.
She breaks accent a few times. Yeah, it was a little rough to watch.
Like she was one of the weaker parts of this movie, which surprised me. I was expecting her to be one of the stronger elements, and
yeah, especially with Tom Hanks being in a limited role in this movie. I mean, he didn't have much screen time.
I wanted more of him. Because
yeah, absolutely, he carried the movie in terms of performance.
I was gonna say him, and the only other person I was excited to watch on screen was Bill Paxton.
Yeah, he played his, without giving much away. He did play his character very well.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm
Yeah,
sad he's not around. Bill Paxton was good, and he was, interestingly enough, in Twister.
Yeah, that's
First
right.
movie that I saw in a theater.
That's right.
So I just brought this full circle.
I was going.
Oh yeah.
So, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That just happened. So let's Marvel to Matrix this thing. So here we go. Marvel, bad. Matrix,
I like Marvel movies.
good. You're the first person to like contradict me on that, which is good. Like, but yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah, I don't like this Marvel movie.
Really? You don't think that's one of the classics?
No.
Oh, that's too bad. To me, it's on par with all the other ones that they've made lately. Pieces of garbage.
Actually, going to see one next week.
Oh yeah. On a scale of Marvel to Matrix, what would you give this?
Look, I like the idea close to here, but the movie overall is closer to here. I'd give it a Hancock.
Hancock, really?
Yeah.
I like Hancock so much more than this movie.
Come on.
I think Hancock's really underrated.
Coming from the guy that doesn't like Marvel movies.
Maybe I should rewatch it. But I like
I think you
Hancock.
should rewatch it too. But don't rewatch this movie.
The Circle. Don't watch it.
Don't
Watch it. I give this. I think I saw this with you. The Skulls.
You did see this with me.
Yes. So The Skulls is a similar type of movie where it sets up for intrigue and you know
It never
what's
delivers.
going on with this special society or club.
Yeah.
In that one it's the Skulls, and this one it's the Circle. And you have high expectations, and it doesn't deliver on any level. No intrigue, no excitement.
But see, I find it surprising because at least with the Skulls, there was an emotional attachment. There was, a love type of story, and in this, there's nothing. There's no antagonist. There's no love interest. There's nothing. It's dry.
It is boring.
Yeah, boring.
Let me know what your favorite type of movie is in this genre, with thriller or psychological suspense regarding big companies or government. Like, subscribe, and we'll see you next week. Thanks a lot for doing this, man.
Yeah, absolutely.